Welcome on in, Danny. This is your natal chart reading with your faith guru, Sid God's Wisdom. Come on in and get you a tablet, get comfortable, light an incense, and let's get to work. Remember, the natal chart is your script, your star code, where you come from the galaxy, where you're headed, why you're here on Earth, okay? And how karma work is, I say anybody that's in the body, they have karma to deal with, either good or bad, okay? So the natal chart is our guide through that karma, the guide through everything that's here on Earth, okay? So knowing your energies, knowing your planets, and knowing how things work. Remember, the planets are the characters, the planets are the energy, the planets are again the actors, okay? The zodiac sign they in is the lens, the clothes that they are wearing, if you will. The houses is the area of life, how those characters play out, okay? Now what type of clothes depends on if the planet is in a good sign or a bad sign, either in its exalted position or fall position. And so like how you have Venus is in her fall position, meaning she's in clothes or have things on she doesn't like, okay? So basically you have to get comfortable with feminine energy. You have to get comfortable with everything Venetian, okay? And a double dose of getting comfortable because she's dealing with your north node, your destiny point this lifetime, okay? So before I get into the breakdown, I just want to say don't share this video with anyone you don't trust. Only share this with people that you know that really understand astrology or that really wants to understand you and not going to use this wisdom against you. Okay? I really want you to come in with an open mind, leave your ego to the side. This is again unfamiliar territory, unfamiliar layers. Remember, astrology is layers. Picture this, an onion. Onion has a lot of layers. So now we're about to pull back every layer. It's possible we can get through within 30 minutes. Now remember, astrology is a lifelong journey. I tell people, brace yourself for a 4-year journey just really to understand and uh, unwind, break down your mind, and then build your mind back up again, and then break down that mind again. Because once you research and learn this, you have to accept, okay, oh my God, this is me. And once you accept it, then you have to forget everything you have been taught and then relearn everything over again. So it's like a lot of restarting energy when you get into astrology and understanding yourself on a deeper level, okay? So make sure you have your pen and paper. Pause the video as much as possible. Rewatch the video as much as possible. But rewatch the video a couple times. Get your notes. Do your research, and then do a recap session with me, where we can go deeper into the layers of the onions. Okay, so we're going to be doing recap sessions from now on when you want to talk about your natal chart or when you want to talk about astrology. I also offer 6-month forecasts to see what's coming up right now and the current astrology for you. But yeah, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna break some things down today. And as you see, I'm on the paper. You could pause it, and you could jot down your notes. I'm trying to zoom out so you can see. You could pause it, jot down you some notes. And remember, aspects are conversations between the planets. Good conversation is trines and sextiles. Bad conversations is squares, oppositions, and conjunctions. Okay, and that is your boy Tiger Trouble. We're gonna get that. I'm gonna save him for last, but we're gonna get into yours right quick. Remember the power set houses. How you figure out your power? You want to look to the 5th house, the 6th house, 8th house. Okay, what element is ruling over those houses, and what the planet ruler over those houses are doing. So, like for the 5th house, you have Virgo, so Mercury ruling your 5th house. 6th house, you have Venus. And by it's coming off at the late degrees, you have Scorpio in there. As you can see, it goes straight from Libra to Sag. That means Scorpio is in that sandwich in that 6th house. So you have Libra, Venus, and Pluto ruling your 6th house. So you dealing with dark magic. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars. You're dealing with dark magic. You're dealing with heavy secrets, trauma, everything people try to hide. You have the ability to dig up. Easy dig up too with that 6th house. And the 6th house is things we do every day. Everyday magic. That's why it's a ritual house. That's why I deal with practical magic in your magic. Versus the 12th house is again hidden magic, magic that's working against you that you can't see, which you have a pack 12th house. So it's a lot of curses in your chart. A lot of, as you can see, the planets is all over. It's a lot of, oh, it's just a lot. It's a lot, Danny. It's a lot of things working against you, and there's a lot of your karma, your ancestor karma, and your parents' karma. Because what I just saw, that's the last thing I wrote right when I my final channel before I picked up this to record. It was like, it spirit spoke to me. It's like your parents both curse you in the sense of like, you got Moon in the fifth, but conjunct Pluto. So the fifth house deal with children, and the Pluto is death. So if you try to have a child, you will most likely transform or have like a near death or like a very, 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 very transformative experience with a child, and that's from your mom. Meaning your mom, whatever, however your birth was with your mom, is that's the type of karma you meant to have with giving birth as well. She passed down. Basically, you getting what you put out. Everything your soul did, you getting it back, honey, this lifetime. And it's meant to transform. Fifth house, everything fifth house. Fifth house is luck. Fifth house is gambling. Fifth house is children. Fifth house is your inner child. Fifth house is your romance, sex house. Because the sex house in astrology is fifth and the eighth, okay? But very powerful sexual energy with this. Very Kundalini energy. I'm picking up goddess energy with that Pluto in the fifth, okay? But before I get deep into that, we're going to break down your chart. So your chart ruler, as you know, is, and as you can see what I wrote down, like superhero, powerful caster, sound healing. Again, when we get to the recap part, I can break those down more. Because I can't cover everything within the 30-minute part. I'm going to try my best, everything I wrote down. But when we do recap sessions, I'll email you all this so you can print out when we do our recap sessions. But right now, I'm gonna try to cover over the main important things that you need to know. So, okay, for one, you have a lot of Gemini energy and a lot of Gemini aspects with those planets, as you can see, like Sun, Jupiter, and DC right here. You got Sun conjunct Lilith. You know, Lilith is dark mother. You know, Sun is the father, Lilith is the shadow. So it's like either you your father's shadow or he's your shadow, vice versa, however you want to work. That's where the first curse come in there right there. Lilith deal with curses. And then you got all that conjunct your ascendant. Ascendant is your head, your body. So how I work it when we get to advanced astrology, how we say the first house and the seventh, this is the first house right here, the ascendant right here, this is the first. See the first? Well, you can't see the lines, but you see the numbers around. So this is the first house right here, okay? This is the seventh over here. When I get into when people ask me, when I get to, like, when somebody book a past life reading, one of the past life indicators is the seventh house. So when I do my past life regression session things with astrology, I flip it. I do it like that. So the seventh become the first, and the first become the seventh. So with that, you was the higher self in the past life, Neptune in the seventh, and then you meant to, because seventh house deal with marriage, you meant to marry. I know you're gonna hate what I'm about to say. Brace yourself, release it. Remember, release the ego. You're meant to marry somebody that's like your father. Hence, supposed to. You don't have to. How we get the energy off, I wrote down here, marry a tree. But you know, I'm a problem solver. That's my energy. I bring up what I see, the patterns and the things you need to heal and fix and work on, and I give solutions. So marry a tree, cut down that tree. It doesn't have to be a big old tree. It could be a little smaller bush or something. Marry it, cut it down. Basically, you become a widow spiritually, and now that curse of the father is off you with that Lilith energy. Because as you can see, you have all that right here again on the ascendant, and then it's coming from the 12th. Interesting, Lilith in the 12th. Oh wow, because I didn't write that here. I just saw it on this sheet. Let me write that here, Lilith in the 12th. So Lilith coming behind you as well. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, so the reason why Lilith, like I said, Lilith is very important because she's the shadow, and you have the shadow mixed in with the sun. So how that work is, be mindful of who you try to marry, mate with, or again, break those curses, do reverse candles, really work on healing your ancestors, especially your mom and your dad's ancestors with that powerful 4th and powerful 12th house. Very interesting. Let me see. Fourth, 12th. Okay, yep. Fourth and 12th house. Okay. And then you got me in your fourth house. Palace Athena. Come on. I'm your ancestor. I think you did say that. I think you knew that. Very interesting. Okay. Um. So let me see what your fourth house is. Your fourth house is Leo, 13 degrees. Leo is the sun. Saturn. Okay, you got Saturn there because I know you got Saturn and Leo. Saturn and Leo. So remember, Leo is the again ruled by the sun. Sun is in Gemini, but the sun is the father. Saturn is fear. Saturn is karma. So it's like your karma this lifetime, and then the sun is on your ascendant. It's like you meant to become. I'm not even gonna say it, but you follow me. Fill in what I just said. I ain't gonna say it aloud. But it's like you meant to become the sun, aka, you know what I'm talking about, DAD. But you meant to but you smart. We're gonna be smart with this. You meant to transmute it. You meant to become evolved him because you have an imbalance with your masculine and feminine, meaning you got too much masculine energy. You need to balance your feminine side because a lot of your energies is blended. You have the female planet, your feminine side, your masculine side, in the same side blended, and then you see the degrees 22, 23, 12th house at 22 as well. That's why I wrote down on here a gatekeeper to the 12th dimension. Because remember, the 12th house is the 12th dimension. But with that, Aries rules the first dimension. So it's like you could be like the gatekeeper of hell. Basically, like I see a vision of like when it's time for them to like leave out of heaven, or if they've been bad in heaven, or if they've been bad, it's like they can't get to heaven. You meant to take them to hell, or you meant to serve them their karma, serve them their fate. Okay. Very interesting. I love your chart in a sense of that aspect. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so as you can see, I put down 12 dimensional being, anchor, spirit realm into the 3D. So the reason why I say it because you have Neptune. I could do it right here. You have Neptune in the 7th house. Like I said, the 7th house deal with the past life, who you were in the past life. Research Neptune. Research Neptune in the 7th. That deal with having rose-colored glasses come on you with dealing with 7th house matters, marriage partners, business partners, open enemies. So 9 times out of 10, people are gonna be your like enemy. Like you might not see them coming because Neptune is the fog. You might not see, oh I can't believe that person turned on me. I can't believe this happened with that person. That person was perceived to be so good because you have the Neptune. You have the fog here. You can't see your enemies coming. So you gotta figure out like why your high self, because Neptune is the high self, why your high self wanted to put the fog on you like that. Dealing with marriage, dealing with business partnership, dealing with open enemies. 7th house. But it's like, is the fog there to block you from marrying because your soul know you was gonna marry and pick people like your father. Since we talk about that, we can go ahead and bring him up. He has Uranus, the planet of rebellion. Uranus, the planet of shock, unpredictability, ruling his moon. He has an Aquarius moon. And then he has Lilith conjunct his moon. Meaning you manifest somebody that's just like your dad on the inside. Once you pull back. Now again, it's up to you how you want to deal, because again, Neptune is the fog, fairy tale. It's time. That's why I wrote down concrete love, 3D, get out that fairy tale because it could hurt you. When you putting all in and it's not making sense, it's not nothing concrete, which this. But I really want you to focus on concrete energy and really reading a person. He has too much Aquarian energy. Then his shadow, he's the shadow, because Lilith is the shadow, Aquarius of Uranus. Uranus in Libra. Libra rules by Venus. Venus in Gemini. So it's like he's the rebel. If he is a soulmate, because he is a soulmate to you, I'm not picking up if he is a twin flame. Twin flames have a lot of 11s in their chart. Y'all don't have a lot of 11s in y'all chart. I'm picking up a soulmate, but yeah, I'm not picking up too much twin flame. Like I said, I will have to talk to y'all, I have to look at y'all, but the charts don't show that twin flame energy because y'all don't have too much Neptune and too much one Neptune, Pluto, and then this is Pluto. Pluto in Libra, 4 degrees. So his Pluto will fall in your Libra, 4 degrees, fourth house. Okay, his Pluto will fall in your fourth house of your soul. Okay, so it could be. That's why I say the twin flame thing is tricky. But I know with twin flames, you have a lot of repeat numbers because I'm going off my own experience with all the twin flames I had. We had a lot of numbers, even though it was many of them. That's why I resonate with the woman was saying about the many. You have many twin flames. You don't have that many soulmates, whatever. So with the twin flame thing, you have a lot of repeating numbers. Uh, but it's twin flames is too intense. That's why they can't be together. Soulmates is easy if flow. Now, if it's easy to flow with him, which is kind of showing like he's unpredictable. You don't know which way the wind gonna blow him. But like I say, he's good for he's new for your soul for one. This is a new connection with y'all. Even though it feels familiar, but this is new for what I saw with your chart and his. He can help you with your career. He's too unpredictable with all that Aquarius energy. You don't know, like I said, you don't know who you're gonna get in his Venus and Gemini. So I mean, a lot of air, a lot of flighty energy. You don't know who you're gonna get. Make sure you get a strong commitment from him. Ground him because he lack earth. He lack grounded. He's too far out in the ethers. He needs to be grounded. Again, he came in to mirror your daddy. Yeah, a lot of daddy points in his chart, all that Aquarius energy. But like I said, we're gonna do a recap and we can talk more about this since I got his chart now. But back to you. Let's finish you up. New to be in the body because again you got Neptune in the 7th house. Neptune is the spirit realm. You got a whole lot of fairy tale fall. Just picture a Disney princess, spirit realm, just everything fairy tale. That's where you coming from. You coming from the spirit realm. Being in the physical body is new for you. Okay, so enjoy the pleasures of the body. Enjoy being here. Really enjoy the food, the taste, the sensations. Okay, your soul desire partnerships, but it's many because remember Pluto. If you want to write that down, Pluto is the soul desire. Mars is the ego desire, your day-to-day desires. But what's hidden is the soul desire. Your soul is in Libra. Soul desire is in Libra. And Libra is ruled by Venus. So your soul desires love, fast, fiery, passionate love, connection, touch. Okay. So that's another red flag too. If they're not all over you, if they're not touching on you, they're not the one. Your Venus wants supposed to attract somebody that wants to touch all over you. If they're not touching all over you, or kissing all over you, or just being there with you, they're not the one. That's a quick indicator right there. Let me see. You're a technology goddess. You have a lot. You rule by Uranus. Uranus is in the 6th house of your ritual magic. So working with goddesses, working with archangels, working with again gatekeepers, working with a lot of spirit realm energy. I have wrote down as well to be mindful of people coming into your life or helping people because you subconsciously you can hear their prayers. So if somebody coming into your life or if you feel called to work with somebody, 9 times out of 10 you answering their prayer. Okay, you got the ruler of the 9th house of your fortune is in the 6th, Uranus. So basically what I'm picking up now, since I just connected this dot right here, you could be answering his prayer. Meaning you shouldn't be all over him. You shouldn't be marrying him because he got his Jupiter in Pisces. So it's a lot of fog. So he mirroring that fog back to you. And then his Mars and Leo on top of your Saturn. Saturn is your fear, your block, daddy issues. Leo ruled by the sun, the father. So he's mirroring back your father to you. Play this back. I know that was quick. Play that back. So again, remember Mars is day-to-day desires. Pluto is the soul desire. So his day-to-day desire is to mirror back you. To you, your father, Leo. And then over here you got Leo with your Saturn, the devil, and your fear base. So it may feel good, you may want them, but long term it's gonna hurt. Or it may be long term, long before y'all can be able to get together because it's a lot of things that ain't working out now. Like how Jennifer Lopez and the guy she with now, not Brad Pitt, whoever I think whoever Jennifer Lopez with now. They had a Venus conjunct Saturn aspect. meaning they was together a long time ago, but now after they and live their life again like that, like their soulmate twin flame energy of like coming together young and then coming back like 10, 20 years later and being together. That's the aspect y'all have of like, you know, being together for a while and then coming back years later and getting together. If you want to go that route, it's many routes. That's why I say it's kind of tricky, especially if I don't have the time. But what I'm seeing here is like a lot of your father. I mean, your daddy energy from your chart to his is all over y'all charts together. But let me see. Yeah, technology guide is Uranus in the sixth. You meant to work with digital money, working with technology, working with a lot of groups of people, different groups of people, humanitarian, giving back to the community. I think that's why I saw that, because you meant to give back to the community in some way, form, or fashion. A lot of the sixth house is also a service house, but also our magic house. So you have the ability to wield lightning, electricity. You can shock people. Um, and you can also shock people with your like words. You can shock people with your inspiration. Like you could really move a crowd. You could really shake the room if you wanted to. You know, you could really push some buttons and really get what you want. Let's see. Yeah, the fifth house. We really want you to work on that fifth house and the inner child, and shadow work, healing around that childhood energy with that Pluto in the fifth. I really want you to Google and YouTube Pluto in the fifth. Type in Pluto in the fifth house on YouTube and Google so you can see the different videos and see the different breakdowns of what that means. Okay, but this is a gifted aspect, but also a dark aspect when it's time to give to children and also have your own children. Right there. That's the block right there with your own children. That Pluto. Um, But if you ever research Lilith, because you got Lilith conjunct your ascendant as well. If you ever research Lilith, Lilith didn't give birth to her children. She was the first one to start the abortion process in the universe. So but she aborted them physically, but she sent their soul to a different dimension. That's why I tell people to do their research. They always want to blame Lilith for being the evil one for killing children. No, baby. She sent her, if you know her story, she actually protected her children and sent them to a different dimension because she knew by giving birth to them here what people was going to do to them. You know. So that's that too. Technology. Talk about your career. Gatekeeper, Goddess of Fortune. Yeah, you got Fortune in the ninth house. That's a good aspect. I mean, you're very lucky when it comes down to working for God. Goddesses, higher power. Very good energy. I love that. Have Fortune in the ninth. Also, you got Jupiter in the fall. This is not a good position for the husband as well. I mean, you got a lot of strikes from daddy, strikes from mama, strikes from your past life karma around relationships, marriage. You got both of the benefics, both of the planets of marriage and children in bad positions. Venus does not like Aries. Jupiter does not like Gemini. So I would say, I know we talked about paying respect to the goddess of love. You need to pay respect to Jupiter, Zeus energy. You got to pay respect to both of them to rectify that bad karma you have with those energies. Okay. Let me see anything else. Okay, yeah. How do you feel about women? Because your chart, you know, mine. We just talking now. Your chart speak on you being with a woman, like same-sex relationship. I wanted to talk to you more about that too. How you feel about women? But again, at 12th house, you got a lot of hidden enemies. Venus in the 12th, Mars in the 12th, Chiron, Lilith, Mercury, South Node. It's like you coming from, again, spirit realm, but also by you being in the physical, you could attract a lot of hidden enemies with that. So be up, but the calendar just popped. Be mindful of, again, be mindful of people. Be mindful. Read them. Read the room, because you have a lot of hidden enemy aspects. You got too much. I mean, it's popping. You got too much planets in the 12th house of hidden enemies. Okay, so please be mindful of that. I really want you to research the 12th house. Research Mercury in the 12th, Venus in the 12th, Mars in the 12th, Chiron in the 12th, Lilith in the 12th. You have a lot. You have a stellium in the 12th. So I really want you to focus on that 12th house energy as well. Okay. Now remember, I want you to pause this because astrology is layered. So you have the research, the planets, and the houses. You have to research the aspects. So you have to research Sun conjunct Lilith, Uranus square MC. That's like, but I want you to do that for every aspect. That's why I say you could pause it and get your astrology notebook and write them down and jot down each one. That's why I say it's a lifelong journey. It's going to take you some time. Brace yourself. But again, Saturn is time. Lord of time. The karma from this, by you doing your work, is going to pay off in your reward for your soul. Okay? This is real good karma with doing your work and understanding who you are as a soul. Okay? Let me see. I'm hearing Spirit say talk about the guy again. So what I'm saying with him, like I said earlier, is just about timing. Is it the right time? Because he's a life path 7, you're a life path 3, which adds up to a 10. And it comes back around to your birthday, which reduces to a 10, which is a good sign for soulmates. Yeah, let me know if you have more questions about that. Because like I said, I didn't have too many repeating numbers. And twin flames have a lot of repeating numbers. Soulmates have numbers that equal each other. Like how I had to add that up, both of y'all life paths, and got the 10, which came back to yours. So again, he is there for you. But most likely it's vice versa as well. Like, it's like he's there to help you heal your negative karma. You're there to bless him. Oh, that's deep. Damn, that's fucked up. Okay, but we got some work to do. Let me know if you have any questions. But like I say, we got to get that recap. But I want you to research, jot down a lot of questions, a lot of research before you book the next session with me. Because we going to get it. We about to break it down. We about to get into this thing, honey. And like I say, when you do the recap, I'll send you all this as well, so you can print it out and have it when we do our recap, and I'll be able to answer all your questions that you may have from this video and also from the research that you did. I love you. We got this. Be blessed.